Hi everybody, it's Christina here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry about what you just heard. My dog knocked over my little tiny desk trash can. So I really don't have much to say today, but I really just want to get on because my daughter's sleeping. And like I said, I'm trying to pre-record as many videos as I can because A, I don't know when I'll be able to do another one, and B, it's kind of how I'm keeping my sanity at the moment. I love being with my daughter and I love her, but sometimes you just need a break. And that is what I feel I need here. So today, we got up at 8:30, which is a really good time for her. I mean, she did get up at 5, but it was just because she had pooped. So we changed her and made her all better. And she slept until 8:30, which was really, really shocking to me. And I really appreciate her actually sleeping. And she's finally napping, which is also great because I really need her to nap. It makes the day go so much better. I don't need that. Okay, so I don't know if some of you are planters or not, but if you are, if you could please let me know how your plants are doing and what kind of soil is best for you. I live in a climate where the weather is really up and down. It really is not very consistent. We'll have cold, we'll have hot, then we'll have cold again. So it makes people's allergies go crazy. So it'd be nice to oops, did not even toss that. It'd be nice to have some consistency in our lives, but I doubt that's gonna happen. Has anybody else just felt like today has been very draining? It has been so draining, and I'm just exhausted. And then I tried to work on bills earlier, but my daughter was like, no, you need to pay attention to me. So of course, what did I do? I paid attention to her. And so I'm scatterbrained and all over the place. But I really just wanted to get in and touch base with you guys. So, I know I'm still going to do a budgeting video, but I'm waiting on something to come in and to kind of show it. If it's as great as I think it's going to be, then I'm going to talk about it and show it off because it looks really cool. So that's what I am hoping for. That is the goal. And it will be a good idea, and it will help hopefully promote a small business. And I know I have one follower, so it really doesn't matter if I promote it. But the good news is, because my channel is so small, that at least I am, in fact, paying for everything myself. I am not having any paid sponsorship. I'm spending my hard-earned cash. My husband's hard-earned cash. But technically, I feel like I also get it it's my cash too, because he may work for it, but being a stay-at-home mom's not that easy either. So I feel like the both of us deserve it. Now, I will admit that I'm the one who kind of runs our finances here. So I kind of know where we stand a lot more than he did, or he does. But I do have what I call budget meetings with him once a week, usually right before we get paid, and I'll go over what our bills are looking like, what we're gonna pay down, what we're gonna hopefully pay off, and then let's see. That is something I would suggest all couples do, is sitting down and taking a look at your finance, because it is a lifesaver, like knowing what is going on with your money. My family, my dad was always the one with doing the bills because I love my mom, but sometimes she would forget to pay a bill. And so my dad would get a notice about it, and he'd get mad. But it's funny how different people's relationship work. Like my husband and I's relationship obviously is a lot different than my parents. One thing I really hate is that is to feel like we don't talk. And that's one thing that I think affects a lot of people's relationship, is that communication's just it's a big damper if you don't communicate with each other. And sometimes, I mean, there's times where I'll say something and my husband won't be listening, and it's so frustrating. But in the end, you both kind of got to learn that to make a relationship work, you have to listen. And there's a difference between listening and hearing. You may hear something and forget it, but with your listening, then you're actually taking in what they're saying. And that's what you need to try to do. Because if you want it to work, you're gonna have to compromise. You're gonna have to hear what the other person, or listen to what the other person's saying, to sometimes make things work. And also know you're not going to agree on everything. And that is the truth. You guys are going to have different opinions about some things, and that's okay. It's okay to have different opinions. Now, the thing that will hurt you is if you're not okay to compromise with those opinions. Like paint, for example. My husband wanted bright colors. He wanted brown and yellow to put together in his little office space. I don't like those colors together, but because it is his office space, I just let him do it. And he let me paint my room whatever I wanted, which was this dark green. But it's a relationship is all about listening and compromise, communication. And honestly, sometimes two people just aren't compatible together. And that sucks. I've never tried marriage counseling because it's never gotten to that point where we've had to consider. But I think it takes big people to go there. I think that's something that if you actually need it, you should go to it. And it shouldn't be, well, it won't make me look manly, or we don't need it because if one of you in the relationship thinks you need it, then just go. You'll never know what you're going to learn about yourself. I just don't, there's not very many marriage counselors around where I live, so I'm not about to drive an hour and a half to find one, especially when I'll deal with the problems as they present themselves, you know? Now, I will admit that obviously all couples are going to have their fights, and sometimes they're going to get really bad, but fights shouldn't be your whole relationship. That's all I am going to say on that. It shouldn't be. Oh, goodness gracious, I gotta go back to, okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a tip. Let me find my little notebook. I kind of stopped it because it got really depressing, and I didn't want to look at my failure anymore because I had a rough point last year. Goodness, where did I put it? Also, just a quick tip. If you do your taxes and you have a file cabinet, or if you don't have a file cabinet, I'm telling you, go to the Dollar Tree and get these. I mean, it should be $1.25 tree, but go to the dollar, or just find folders and put a sticky tab on them and label what year it is and keep all your tax information in that folder. And I am telling you, it has been a lifesaver to try to keep up with my taxes a lot better, because I have it from when before my husband and I were married, then I have it from when we got married. So we both have different folders for different years. I cannot find it. But if you're in a lot of debt, oh, here's some notebooks. This isn't the exact one. I actually think the exact one is MIA. Okay, so I have different notebooks. I don't think this one has anything important in it, does it? Oh, it does. I actually should not show that one. This one. No. Okay, so I'm gonna have to redo it, but I just went through and okay, both of those are good. Oh, this one's already labeled. It's called Credit Card Breakdown. And what it means is you're going to take everything that you own as credit and you're going to write it down. And then from there, you're going to write it in this little book. And every month, you're going to go through and you're going to try to pick one to pay off. Like right now, I have 3 things I'm going to pay off, hopefully in May. So that will be exciting if I can do that. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Maybe 4, depending on how things go. I'm waiting for one thing to clear before I can actually pay it. But I also have like my house and my car. And my car, I have a 2018 Fusion, and it is so close to being paid off. But it's too far out there for me to like be able just to like empty my bank account to do. So that kind of sucks. But I'm still, it's working on it. But back to this, what you're going to do is each page is going to get one of your credit cards or something that you owe. And what you're going to do is minus every month. Let's say you make a payment on it. You're going to minus that. And let's say you pay a little extra, then you're going to minus that. And then at the end of the month, you're going to write down your new balance. And it kind of gives you, and then at the end, on the end of it, you're going to have a totals page. And on the totals page, you're going to write how much you owe altogether. And your goal for each month is to see that totals number go down. And I know that it's hard and it's kind of depressing sometimes, but it's really an eye-opener to show you, my God, I am in a lot of debt. And it's something that really just should open your eyes and help you understand what you're doing wrong. So it's something that I suggest. I took a finance class in college, and it was all about Dave Ramsey. And while Dave Ramsey is fine for, I think, some people, it didn't really work for me. And I get the whole I get what he's saying, but living right now in this world with zero, with just dealing with cash is really hard, especially because in the beginning of COVID, they didn't know, I mean, you couldn't carry cash. It just didn't work out very well for you because they weren't accepting cash. They were only accepting cards. So you really ended up having to just use your card. And I think, again, I know I've said this before, if that system works for you and you can just tailor it a little bit to work better, then you should. But if you can't, then don't feel ashamed for not being able to get it to work out. Because that system's just not for everybody. But there's plenty of systems out there. But I do suggest just sitting down and seeing where you are with your bills. Like, what are you doing monthly? Print out bank statements and go through and highlight different colors, like out to eat, or the bills you pay. Make sure that you know where your money is going, and sometimes that opens up and lets you know that where your money going isn't where you think it is. So I definitely would suggest writing everything down. And also, this is just suggestions. You don't have to do it. If you don't want to do it, it's up to you. It's not something that you have to do. I'm just saying that if you want. Sorry about that. That was an interesting call. Don't know. Apparently, I wasn't important enough for them to want to talk to. But again, it just lets you know where your money is going. And I know I'm looking down a lot. It's because I'm also doing a little bit of work on my bills, and I'm trying to get it to where I can show you. I'm going to do, starting in May, I'm going to do a budget, because if I get those 3 things paid off, then I just have a couple more. I'm going to start actually, I think I might push it till June to show how I budget, because right now, it's not exactly accurate, because I've had to adjust my budget. My husband, when he had 12 weeks of baby leave that he was supposed to be able to use, and when he put in his time, it got accepted, and then they ended up not paying us a week, so then we had to use what was in our savings to pay bills, and then after that, a box didn't get checked, so they acted like we owed them a debt when we didn't. And so they kept taking money out of our checks again. So it really, to be honest, we haven't been able to pay off as much things as I had planned, or to pay down or really budget, because we've had to be really careful about what we spend. So, and also, it's so funny because they are really quick to take money, but they are not real quick to put it back, because we were told within 2 pay periods. It's now been 3. So it's frustrating. And hopefully by May we'll have it all worked out and all checked off in the right boxes, so it doesn't happen again, and we can have our lovely little paycheck, so I can get back to budgeting how I really would. And I'm gonna let you know, if you are living paycheck to paycheck for now, don't let anybody make you feel ashamed, because as a kid, I wasn't really given money. So when I got grown up and got my own job and everything, I kind of went crazy with spending, because nobody taught me how to save. And I think that's something I am definitely going to make sure to teach my daughter, because I want her to be good with money, and I want her to be set for life and not have to worry like we've had to. And also, I don't know if you know this, but having a baby right now is not cheap. Our hospital bills, I think I said I was going to show you. I'll have to find them. Came to, I think, about $30,000 after everything was said and done. And our insurance paid most of it. I think the most we've had to pay was for like little things, like when they drew our bloods. I want to say out of pocket, we've probably paid about $800, if that. But I mean, now we're getting all my husband's medical bills from something else, so that's taking money too. And also, the one thing I can say that I agree with about Gordon Ramsay is having an emergency fund. But if you look at any budget planning, they have you having a fund. And I'm going to show you in a minute an example of like what it would look like if you wrote down what you owe. Just give me 1 second, because I need to finish this. But again, having that emergency savings is really what saved us when we didn't get our paychecks. And it's tax time, but we still haven't gotten our state tax back. So we're still out a couple of $1,000. I could say a couple. It was less than that. It's a lot less than that. So I think next year we're gonna go to Hawaii. So we're kind of excited because we're going out of. I mean, we're still going to a U.S. state, but neither one of us have been to Hawaii. Okay, so I'm gonna show you my solar panels. So my husband and I have solar panels on our house, and right now we owe $46,737 on them. So our payments are $250. So next time that I go and pay it, I'll do minus $150, and then I'll put the price down. And then if I have any extra money at the end of the month, I'll go back and I will pay extra on some things. But that's if I have extra money. And so then I'd put that balance, and then at the end of the month, I'd go back through and check all of my cards, and after interest is hit, and write down the new payment or a new balance, which everybody knows, credit cards just kill you with interest, and I know that's the whole point, but I swear sometimes they do not make it easy to know Jesus, because it's so, just how quickly it adds up is scary. And I admit that, I mean, I don't have that much stuff to pay off right now, but it is scary how fast it all builds up and how quickly you could get in trouble with credit cards. And I always told myself that I wouldn't. And I'm not in trouble. We can afford all our bills and we could pay them off. But it's keeping it paid off. Because I will decide to go do some trip. Which now I don't think we will do that as much because we can't. We have a daughter. So spontaneity is not really something we can do as easily right now. But yes. So I showed you that. I just suggest I got this book, I think, for $2 at Walmart, and then I got a pack of those from the Dollar Tree for $1, back when they were $1. And I also use this book as a house renovation quote, so, if I want, my tile floor or something. I actually don't have, I had a tree, I'm not going to show it to, this, a tree service come and give us quotes to, for trees, and I wrote, notes. So it wasn't terrible, but yeah, that's what I use for that too. Sorry, I keep listening for my daughter. And I'm still waiting on a couple of things to come in. They're supposed to be in here tomorrow, but they weren't. And there's going to be a sneak preview of, I'm probably going to film maybe a mini haul tomorrow, depending on what all comes in, because I'm super excited for one of the things to show you, because it's not a gift for me, it's a gift for my husband, and he'll see this video before, but he won't get it until he'll see it, but he'll have to wait to actually open it for a little bit. My God, this video is almost 24 minutes. That is a really long time, and I apologize for making it so long. If you don't want to sit through it all, I don't blame you. If you exited stage left a long time ago, I also wouldn't blame you. So, that is it for right now. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Have the day you deserve.